And now, the Sunday League Pundits, presented by Uber One.
Welcome back to another episode of Sunday League Pundits presented by Uber One. Uber One is a membership that lets you save across Uber Eats, Uber Rides, and everything in between. That's unlimited, $0 delivery fee, 5% off Eats, and 5% off rides. Join Uber One today and get your first month free. Visit uber.com/Uber1. That's Uber, O-N-E, for details.
We got there in the end.
Yeah, I'm not great at these reads, but we got to do them. Shout out to Uber One. They're
Yes,
fantastic. They do great service.
Check out Uber One, 100%. But yes, it is a new episode of the Sunday League Pundits presented by Uber One. It is Wazinho. It is Greg.
Yeah.
I gotta do those reads when Brett's not here. And the thing is, I went to broadcasting school. I'm still not great at them. But I hope you enjoyed that message. So let's get to the footy.
Another week, lots going. Our last podcast was midweek.
Yeah.
Since
that was
midweek,
Champions League?
Yes, we had a Champions League special review show. So make sure to check that out if you haven't yet. But also, it's back to league action now. Normal leagues have resumed. Lots going on. I have a question.
Yes.
For both of you, because both of your clubs are in the Premier League.
Oh my God, yes.
Premier League, yay.
Both your clubs are in the Premier League. Here's a
Okay.
question for both of you.
Okay.
Should Jurgen Klopp get sacked?
No.
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 No. No.
No?
No.
No?
No.
Do you think so?
A loss to Leeds?
Plus, they also,
Lost to Nottingham Forest?
in the same back-to-back? That's kind of drastic.
Out of the title race already, I'd say.
The question is,
How long till they're
Yeah.
out of that top four conversation?
tough to say.
I mean, I know we're not even at Christmas yet. We're not even at the halfway point. But
Is that a reactionary?
My thing is, who do you bring in? If you sacked Jurgen, would you bring in?
Thomas Tuchel.
Thomas Tuchel.
Exactly, Thomas Tuchel. Yeah. Thomas Tuchel's available. Would I sack Jurgen Klopp? No. I don't think I would. The amount of stuff he's done for that club. But at what point do you go, the pros and cons had to be balanced, and maybe he's just not the guy right now? So,
No, I still don't think he should be sacked.
What is wrong? What is wrong in Liverpool? What's happening?
Injuries. I mean, they've had some injury issues here and there, but is that fair to say they use it as an excuse?
It's not, because honestly, that basically is their starting 11. Is what?
Yeah.
I know they're missing a little bit in the midfield.
Maybe,
but
I guess Konate hasn't played yet. I don't think this season, so that's a miss. But he's been on the
played, but
bench.
It also feels like just Jurgen Klopp and his coaching staff haven't been getting the best out of some of those players. Like, I mean, maybe Mohamed Salah is reaching a point where he's a little burnt out from all the football. Yes, he had a bit of a break in the summer, but maybe he just can't produce as much as he did.
Is this showing how much Liverpool actually miss Sadio Mane?
It's another goal scoring option. I mean, when you're 1-1 with Leeds, you need a goal. Sadio Mane could get you that goal. I mean, I know they still had some incredible players out there,
But
for some reason it just wasn't working. For them.
And they're missing Diaz and Jota.
Yes.
They are big misses. But how Firmino's actually been really good. Nunez is still trying to get used to.
Might take a while for that.
Yeah, and Salah scored.
I don't understand it. Okay, they were 1-1. I understand that second Leeds goal to win the game happened in the 89th minute, so there wasn't much time to react after that goal went in. But you were 1-1 since the 14th minute.
Oh, and let's not talk about how the first goal, Leeds' first goal.
Yes, that was 4 minutes in, Rodrigo. My question is, you have players on the bench that maybe can add something to your attacking lineup. Shimikas, Fabio Carvalho, Oxlade-Chamberlain. Those are the three big attacking names. Would you not try to roll the dice and bring one of those on? What?
I mean, Shmikas is
He's an attacking fullback.
Yes, but how you were saying that was just like hacker. But
and he brought on James Milner instead of for Trent. That's not the right move to make because Trent is an attacking fullback. You were 1-1. It wasn't like you were 2-1 up and looking to solidify.
I've said enough about Trent, and if I say any more, I get in big trouble because Lucas will look at me and it's like, yeah, you haven't been playing well, but at the same time, you have to give him credit.
I talked to Lucas there after their loss to Nottingham Forest, and he said Liverpool will be better in the second half of the season after the World Cup. And I said to him, what if it's too late by then? What if you're already out of the conversation that you need to be in?
I mean, with what Arsenal and Manchester City are doing right now,
Isn't it strange?
Liverpool are 9th,
Isn't it
16 points.
Isn't it strange to say Liverpool might be desperate for a World Cup break?
Hmm.
The first time those words have ever been uttered in November.
Yes.
yeah, it is.
And also
strange.
happy Halloween, because it's
Yeah.
also being released on Halloween.
It is the
So
Spooktober
I guess
episode.
you could say it's getting to scary hours with Liverpool.
Oh,
It's getting spooky.
Sorry.
scary skeletons.
I mean, Roger Van Dijk's record's gone now. Apparently, he never lost at Anfield, and now he finally has.
Yes.
Was a big deal.
Yes, that was a big thing. You're correct. There was actually this entire match day of the Premier League, there was a lot of weird scorelines. There was a lot of interesting games going on.
Yeah, what? What?
Full forceful. We'll get to you a little
All
bit.
forceful.
We'll get to you a little bit. But Liverpool 2-1 down to Leeds. Leeds, huge result for them. Away from home at Anfield.
Yeah, that's
I mean that does pull Leeds up and out of that relegation zone. They're on 12 points, 15th now. Can they stay up?
Mm-hmm.
Can they? I love the Leeds fans chanting to Anfield of where's your passion? Where's your noise? Like, where the fuck are you? I think that's what they were chanting. Because Anfield was silent. Anfield had no energy, no life to it. Even the Liverpool fans were saying,
I mean, with
where were we?
how that first goal happened,
yes.
that would just suck the life out of any
But
team.
then, it's not like you were behind for 90 minutes. It was a quick equalizer from Mohamed Salah. 14 minutes in is 1-1. Game's back 0-0. Let's start again. Kind of thing. Jesus.
Ronaldinho just scared us.
Jeez,
That was
that's a scary season.
It's Ronaldinho. The next thing you know, Zlatan will be. But
My God.
I love watching the fall of Liverpool right now. This is fantastic because, there have been Liverpool fans who compared Klopp to Ferguson. Not Lucas, but there have been sometimes, is he a better manager than Ferguson? Shut your mouth. And I know someone's going to comment, nobody said that. At some point, that comparison was made.
Yeah.
And let's be honest here. Ferguson never had a fall. I mean, to be fair, his first couple of seasons in the United were not great. But once the trophies started rolling, it never stopped coming. And with Jurgen Klopp, it's crumbling quicker than expected, I think.
It is shocking what's going on this season.
Lucas is going to come. They're going to.
Like I said, they're 9th. I mean, they're 16 points. Europa League is Chelsea on 21. Champions League is Newcastle on 24.
You know what's interesting? I remember I was listening to a podcast or a TikTok a couple of years ago. Like, this was around COVID when Liverpool won their Premier League title, I think. And somebody's mentioning Jurgen Klopp needs to start building his second team.
Mm.
Has he done that?
I said that a long time ago.
Yeah.
Is that the Liverpool's depth is not as good as what Man City's got.
I mean, if you think of it now, what they have compared to what they did before. I mean, they brought in Harvey Elliott, who's the future in the midfield. Fabio Carvalho. I say that two Fulham players, of course. Diaz is only 24, I
They're
think.
still young. You're
so
not wrong. It's
yeah.
not like... It's just, like...
Konate's young.
Mhm.
Joe Gomez is still young. Trent is still a child,
Trent is
basically.
24.
Unfortunately, Liverpool are not like City, where they have the resources to stay consistent every season.
But
Right.
does this sound like a Man City bench to you? Nathaniel Phillips, Kelleher, Konate,
No.
Curtis Jones,
No.
James Milner, Shamikas, Henderson, Cavallo,
And one could argue that
Oxlade-Chamberlain.
Manchester United have a better bench than
I don't know
But
about that.
everyone's got some injuries right now, because even City has a lot of key players missing. But Liverpool does have
They do. I
Jota, Diaz out, and
Keita, Matip.
it's key players missing.
I
But
mean,
But
if they
it-
really want a midfielder, why don't you go try and get N'Golo Kante?
We'll see what happens with N'Golo. He hasn't been the same N'Golo he has since the last World Cup.
That feels.
speaking of like Chelsea and
That's where we're gonna
and
go
no,
next.
but like fair play to Leeds, because of course they did get the result. They beat Chelsea and Liverpool this season, but then
Yeah.
they can't beat teams around them. Really,
well, beating
so.
Chelsea seems to be simple.
for a certain team.
Because
It
Brighton
seems
goes
like it.
out and smacks them 4-1.
Graham Potter makes it.
That's actually crazy.
Graham Potter goes back to his old club with Chelsea and gets absolutely embarrassed. 4-1. And I watched this game. It wasn't like it was 4. Yes, if you look on paper, there was 2 own goals in this game. And oh, well, this could have gone either way. No. Brighton were fully deserving of 3 points. They were by far the better team.
Yeah,
By far.
they did outclass them. Because, gotta say it, Graham Potter, not sure what you're doing with. How do you feel about Sterling and Pulisic as wingbacks? Like, what?
Yeah. Loftus-Cheek and Kovacic in the midfield. Yeah, because Cucurella was basically as a center back, which he is not.
No.
And
No, it's
Havertz,
funny.
Mounts,
It's-
Gallagher.
Because Chelsea were better in the second half when they actually made some changes.
changed
But
the formations and
You
everything.
can just tell Thomas took. Thought I was.
Yeah. I mean, I liked watching Brighton.
They are fun to watch.
Brighton's a fun
Honestly,
team to watch. right now.
I was watching that game, and I know you talk so much about Trossard.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
I
Fantastic.
I don't know. I think Brighton have this certain identity about them that's just really fun to watch.
I thought McAllister was good. I thought Caicedo was incredible. That man moved around that midfield so
You
much.
talking about Trossard, though? You know we're gonna have to play against him at the World Cup.
McAllister could be top 3 Argentines in the world right now. McAllister.
I mean, the top
Lionel
3.
Messi or McAllister? Who's the better Argentine? I mean, obviously.
But
Yes,
no, I
McAllister.
honestly, I thought the entire Brighton team was good. Sanchez in goal. I thought he was really, really good. but-
And speaking of the World Cup, though, a lot of those players on that Brighton squad
Right.
are fighting for World Cup spots. Like Sanchez, he's trying to get in there.
Don't even talk to me about the Spanish goalkeeping position.
We're gonna get to that,
Oh,
but
conspiracy theories.
there's a lot of good Spanish goalkeepers right now, and Sanchez is fighting for that spot. And like I was saying, Trossard's gonna be in that Belgian squad, and
Solly March, your favorite guy.
Solly March.
He had a good game. Pascal Gross had a good game. It just honestly,
Pascal
Brighton,
Gross was playing right
He
back.
was.
he was. He
It's just,
scored.
I think it's just a great team environment. I think the players like playing for each other. They like the type of football they bring to the pitch. So it's just a good unit.
They didn't have a
Just-
striker.
Yeah.
No,
Lallana was
They
playing.
don't need one. They just know how to play their football, and that's all that matters. You don't necessarily need a perfect player in each position, Man City.
Chelsea though did something wasn't clicking for Chelsea, and something has been not perfect for Chelsea this season so far. Yes, they are still 6th. They're doing fine. They're in that European conversation still, but something's just not working for them, and I don't know if they will be able to find
Would
it
the word
this season.
flat work for Chelsea? Flat?
Maybe a bit like a lackluster performance. I mean, 3-0 loss to Leeds. They lost to Southampton, and then now this loss here versus Brighton. So lower teams that you think they should be able to defeat, they're not able to grind out the result or get the result in their favor, kind of thing. So something's just not wrong. Something's not right. I mean, the previous displays: 1-1 versus United, that late equalized by Casemiro, and 0-0 versus Brentford. So not a good run of form for Graham.
It's not clicking right now for him, and it kind of does show that it wasn't Thomas Tuchel's fault.
Yeah.
So
We'll get through some quick ones here. Man City 1-0 over Leicester. The goal was from Kevin De Bruyne with a fantastic free kick. Honestly, a fantastic free kick. Thankfully, he scored that, because other than that split-second moment, that game...
yeah.
Oh my God.
I actually woke up to watch it, and this was the 5:30 a.m. kickoff for us, and
You regretted your
I
life.
was just like, yeah, I'm going back to sleep. Like, honestly, I thought it would actually be a good game. Of course, Haaland not playing, so
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Are you wearing a Narco shirt?
Pablo Escobar.
I just looked over. Pablo Escobar is looking back at me, but okay, fair enough. Let's talk about maybe a team that's
It was $70.
it was $70. How much did Pablo Escobar have for money back in the day?
I don't know.
Billions.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a team that has trillions. Welcome to Newcastle, baby. 4-0 victory over Aston Villa. Newcastle is flying. Who is the best player in the world, Gregory?
Miguel
Almiron! This man cannot stop scoring. And not only that, he can't stop scoring worldies. What a goal he scored.
They're great goals.
I'm so happy. Callum Wilson gets a brace. Joe Linton picks up his first goal of the season, and then Almiron scores his billionth, it seems.
Joe Linton still just running the midfield is so funny. And
here's a question. Newcastle for Champions League?
Yes.
That's like...
It's going to be an interesting...
City, Arsenal, Newcastle.
They have not conceded. They're the best defensive team right now.
They've conceded 10 goals all season.
Which is insane.
If you look at the Premier League table right now, it's Arsenal first, City second, Spurs third, Newcastle fourth, United in fifth, Chelsea sixth.
And Fulham in seventh!
Let's go full force Fulham!
You have an equal goal difference, so 22 scored, 22 against.
We can score, but we can't defend except apparently against Everton.
I said that. I said
you know what? You look at this table, and Liverpool just fits perfectly with the mid-table clubs.
Brighton, Crystal Palace, and Brentford.
Liverpool.
Yeah.
Are Brighton actually mid-table though, or should they be high? I know, but like,
if Brighton can finish in 10th to 7th, they will be very happy.
Oh, 100%. That's the same that goes with Fulham.
We're hoping to get 17.
Survive relegation.
Yeah,
that's the goal. That's the goal.
We have equaled our wins already, and we should have of the last season we were in the Premier League.
Fulham has already equaled their wins from the last.
Yes.
Let's go Fulham.
And we should have won again, so we should have overtook it. But
let's go Fulham, America. Good Dempsey.
Newcastle though, 60% possession, 20 shots, 7 on target. Villa had 3 shots, 0 on target.
They just dominated them.
We could talk about how good Newcastle are, but we need to also look at what the hell is wrong with Aston Villa.
Well, they came out after they were sacked Gerrard. He had a great game. They had a great game.
They won 4-0.
Yeah. Who was that? That was wasn't it Brentford?
Yes. Brentford are.
They're not great right now as well. It's been a weird season.
It has been. It's
been a very weird season.
It's only going to get weirder with the World Cup.
Yes, there's
100%.
Because you know what, the World Cup, there's going to be some nasty injuries that could affect top clubs around Europe and England. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with this World Cup. This is something we've never seen in football before.
It's like you're saying. It's
this middle of the season, the stops. It's gonna be very odd to see, but Villa have to sort themselves out quickly. They are 16th, 12 points, 1 point above relegation. They need to sort themselves out. That squad is good.
It is a pretty good squad.
Starting 11 for Aston Villa. Danny Ings up top. You have Leon Bailey, Buendia, Watkins, Douglas Luiz, Dundonker, Young, Ming, Konza, Cash, and Emi Martinez.
And that's the thing. Like you said, on paper, it looks good.
Emi Martinez got injured. Argentina's #1 goalie. Could he be out for the World Cup? That's going to be a scary one there. But in here, you brought in Coutinho, Jacob Ramsey, Luca Digne, John McGinn. This is a good team.
On paper. But they just can't get it to work, so.
Something has to change. Otherwise, Villa could be going down. A team that also could be going down because they are currently sitting in 14th, and they almost got a big 3 points. Bournemouth. They were flying 2-0 up versus Spurs. Kiefer Moore scoring some great goals, the big man. And it all turned around. Sessegnon scores, Ben Davies scores, and in the 92nd minute, Rodrigo Bentancur wins it for Tottenham.
Benton, if you actually watching him play, he's insane. He's actually insane.
Good player.
He's kind of what you would say Højbjerg was last year. They're just the underrated king for Spurs right now, and that's what he's been doing. And
of course, Højbjerg is got injured, or he started. Sorry, he did start.
He was in. I think he was injured the game before.
You have injuries to Richarlison, Kulusevski, and Romero for Spurs.
That's the thing; they're missing some key players up front. So then it's.
But that's still it's not a good back three. But Sanchez, Longley, and Ben Davies.
Did you see when Antonio Conte's celebration of their goal, though? He just left.
Did he go?
He left. He came back, but he was just like, I'm done. I'm not watching this anymore. He just because he's like, we should not be down to Bournemouth.
But that's a huge 3 points for Spurs. That does push them into that conversation of top 4. They are third, 26 points.
They don't play good, but they get the results.
Welcome to Antonio Conte football.
Literally.
We're not going to be attractive. We're not going to be pretty. We're just going to get a result. And at the end of the day, that's all that really matters is if they get the results to get you into that Champions League qualification. So 3-2 result for them over Bournemouth. Quickly, 1-1 Brentford Wolves. Relegate them both.
Yeah,
Get him gone.
Wolves is... Diego Costa got a red card.
He did. He headbutted a man. Okay. This Diego Costa thing. Okay.
Wolves is just...
Shit.
Yeah, they're...
Last season, we all said, hey, you can't score goals. Sign a goal scorer. Did they do that? No.
Well, yes, they did. He just got injured right
He
away.
was 6'6". He's fucking starting LeBron James, okay? Fuck me.
They did sign... And they signed Guedes.
Wedge.
Yes.
Not the best Portuguese player in the world because he scored today. Fuck, I love that guy. Holy shit, Jota is so good. Listen, Crystal Palace 1-0 over Southampton. You know who scored? Hudson Edward. He's actually looking really good.
Back on the
He's looking really good for Southampton.
Palace...
For Palace.
Palace are... they're good. They'll be happy trying to get mid-table.
Palace are currently sitting in 10th, exactly mid-table.
Yeah.
Fulham Everton 0-0. Hit me with it. Give me a rundown.
Mitrovic had 10 shots.
Did he?
Yeah. We just could not
Holy
score.
shit! You had 24 shots, 6 on target.
Yes.
You got to narrow that shooting margin in.
I was telling it to Luca, we were the better team.
Okay.
Mitrovic, people are saying that he should have gotten a red card. Soft. But it was definitely a bad tackle. Yeah, we just couldn't score. Pickford, pretty good.
He's a good goalkeeper.
Pretty good. Yeah. Willian?
He got a good rating, 7.8.
Oh, he's really good.
For some reason, Mitrovic got a 2.2.
Because he missed.
He got a yellow card.
He literally could not score. At the end of the game, he took so many shots that were just like.
Were they good quality chances?
Yes, there was a few that were pretty good chances, and he just missed. It was just not a good night. And the thing is, Everton have been in decent form, so it shows that it's pretty good. Some Fulham fans are being like a little upset that we probably could have had a pen as well, but.
Moving to the Sunday fixtures, Arsenal 5-0 over Nottingham Forest, another team that is going to get relegated. Spent some of the most money in the Premier League, if not the most money.
I think they did spend the most money.
And
at least they bought the most players, at least.
Just not working for them. Shout out, though, to the forgotten man of Arsenal, Reece Nelson. Comes on because Saka got injured. Comes on, scores a brace. Good for him. Good for Reece Nelson. What is wrong with Nottingham Forest?
Too many signings?
Literally, too many signings. It's exactly what Fulham did 4 or 5 years ago, however long that was now, when we got relegated. Is just
I love how people
bought too many players.
They're going to see so much quality from Jesse Lingard and Dean Henderson from United. Maybe there's a reason why United...
I don't think you can blame Dean Henderson, because he's actually the reason they've gotten points, really.
If Jesse Lingard had gone to West Ham,
that would have been
I think he actually could have restarted his career.
That's a what-if, right? So.
But he chose money.
He chose... I think he also chose he was actually going to be a star for Nottingham Forest. And then they just went out and signed even more and more and more and more players. And it's like, now there's just too much.
He could have been the star if he had performed like the star.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't done... Has he done a single thing? Let me check. Has he done a single thing this season?
He hasn't.
Jesse Lingard this season.
He might have an assist.
No goals, no assists.
There you go. So nothing.
You're shit, Jesse! Go back to TikTok!
Hey, don't tell that to Speed. They were on a phone call together.
Speed's got his own things to worry about right now.
Probably.
Yeah, Nottingham Forest, they're not it.
Steve Cooper gets sacked?
He signed a new contract.
I know.
That's most likely not happening.
It's good for the Champo. Bring him back up then. They can yo-yo. Fulham can get some stability. Forest can yo-yo for a little bit.
I love that.
Fulham could still get relegated.
Listen now. I want to talk about conspiracy theories. Not Area 51. Not, I don't know.
Manchester
United 1-0 over West Ham. The goal scored by Marcus Rashford. Great header.
That's a great. It was
He went like this. Ah! He headed the ball into the back of the net. It was
Love it.
great.
Love it.
That was great.
Okay.
That was great. But I want to talk conspiracy theory because man of the match, in my book at least, I don't fucking know what the actual man of the match was. They're all dumb.
Dumb
anyway.
Harry Maguire.
Fuck me.
I'll go check.
Maguire was
fine.
he was pretty good.
He was fine. But David De Gea was brilliant.
He made some great saves.
He made world-class
No,
saves.
he was the man of the match.
He
Dave,
probably deserved it.
shout out to Dave.
He did
David
probably.
De Gea Quintana. Quintana.
Muchos gracias, Afishon.
De Gea Quintana.
But he was great.
He was really good.
And I want to understand, please someone explain to me, how this man is not going to the World Cup with España. You telling me you can find 3-4 other goalies better than Dave? No. Conspiracy
Yeah,
theories.
it's pretty strange.
Conspiracy theories. I mean, people are saying him and the manager who is...
Manager.
Who is the manager? Who is the manager of Spain? He's a guy that we all know. No one can help me? Man, I wish Lucas was here.
I actually can't think of it right now, too. You just have to say the name and then. But
Luis Enrique.
Yes. So, but you're saying that there's probably
They
something.
don't like each other. Something's going on.
Yeah, most.
How
likely.
can Dave not be going to Qatar?
To be fair, he hasn't performed in great in international competition.
When was the last time he really played for Spain?
Played in most of their tournaments.
Why do United fans want to get rid of David De Gea? I don't understand that. He's been your most consistent player for the past 3 or 4 years.
He's a little past it. They don't like his ball playing ability as well.
I think I know why.
He's a good shot stopper. Besides that, not much else.
I think Manchester United fans think if there's a problem, the only way to fix it is with the cash, with buying a new player. How about you actually just build a team? Get some cojones. Play as a unit.
Robert Sanchez, David Raya. Yeah, this is a weird.
They're not. The fucking Unai Simon is not as good as Dave.
He's pretty good.
Oh, just David De Gea is just, yeah, I guess he's more of a shot stopper, and players feel like, or fans feel like he can be a lot more. You know, you look at Ederson, you look at Alisson, the way they're able to kind of play the ball out and use their defenders. David De Gea doesn't necessarily use that well, and I think they just view David De Gea not a strong modern keeper.
Well, David De Gea, if you ever feel left out and want to leave Manchester United, come to Celtic. Our fax machine is not broken. We'll sign you. Joe Hart is fine, but he's old. I know you're old too, but not as old.
And if you want to listen to more about Liam and Celtic from the Champions League, just go check out our previous podcast.
I talk about the fucking league we won today.
Yeah, there you go.
We won. Hey, Jota's back. He scored a goal.
You think Jota get into that Portugal squad?
I don't know.
The other Jota's injured, so maybe this Jota comes in.
He's just coming back from injury right now, so he's going to have about a month of game time before the World Cup squad kind of gets announced, kind of thing.
But do you think, like, if he's actually informed, do you think he actually could get in there? Do you think they would, like, take someone like that?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think I couldn't see Portugal picking a player from the Scottish Premiership.
Yeah, it probably won't happen.
But he's great. He should go. He's going to light up the
Back
Bernabeu.
to
You
United,
watch.
Christian Eriksen probably.
You guys can't even get the Europa League.
Don't worry about that. We're gonna beat Madrid.
Liam, what do you think of Martinez on United?
He's been solid.
He's been very good.
Best
You're
defender in the Premier League?
no.
No. Fabian Schär.
All right, well,
I mean-
that's a good shout. All right.
I mean, I was gonna look at,
The
like,
Newcastle defense.
dude, I mean, I always do try to think of a defensive line as a unit.
Yeah.
The
Actually,
Newcastle backline, the Man City backline, the
So,
Arsenal
and that's where you
backline.
could actually say Lisandro Martinez has been great, because all the other partnerships, I think that even the commentators were saying that during the game, it's like, before it was like Maguire and then who's playing with Maguire.
Yeah.
Right now it's Martinez and who's
Yes.
playing with Martinez.
Yeah, because it was Maguire today. We've seen Varane, but of course he's out. We've seen Lindelof come in. 100%.
Maguire only got the game because the others were injured. And Maguire came in and he did his job.
He did okay.
I don't really want to talk about the match right now. United won. The other 1-0 victory. Good for them. They're behind Spurs. Few good results. Liam, I need your take on this.
Yep.
The Anthony spin.
I don't understand. I don't understand the hoopla about it. I forget.
Okay.
I forget what club it was. I want to say it was either an MLS club or a championship club. I don't remember. But it was on TikTok, and they asked every single player growing up who was your favorite professional footballer to watch. And out of the 20 or so, I want to say half of them at least said Ronaldinho. Everyone said, "Oh, I loved his passion, his flair, his individual ability." You're seeing some. If it was Neymar doing spinner, I was like, "Oh my god." Sony in it, nah. Wow.
The problem with why a lot of people are doing that though is because he didn't do anything. It was just
A spin.
Yeah.
At the same time, you kind of look at maybe opened up space, distracted the defender, allowed Casemiro make a run in behind.
Is it one of those
It buys
needless?
time.
Is it a needless thing?
In a
Of course it is. But that's fine.
I'm okay with it though, because it's entertaining.
Exactly. I feel like football should be entertaining, and that's why there's nothing wrong with Anthony's spin. Sure, maybe it's kind of useless, but at the same time, it feels like English media has something against Brazilian football.
Well, I don't know if Brazilian football, but in general of
flair football.
Yeah, maybe.
That's enjoyable.
Yeah.
The flair of the game. That's what made Brazil so successful.
And no offense to Sharif, but if you're gonna do something like that, it's gonna be in a Europa League game against Sharif.
You're not wrong.
Hey, shout out to Sharif for what they did last season, but this is not the Sharif of last season.
Yeah.
You know what? You're not going to do it at Anfield. You're not going to do it against City or even someone like Brentford. You're probably not going to do that. But Sharif is Sharif. I can spin around all the fucking want. Richarlison can do keepy uppies. No one loses their mind.
Yeah.
Well, who cares?
Do you think? Because it's funny because Anthony, of course, didn't play today or yesterday because he was injured. But do you think part of it was like because of all what's going on, he wasn't there?
Maybe I doubt it.
If I was Ten Hag and if he was fully fit, I would start him and say, you know what? Go again. Show me what you got. Let's play. Let's add fuel to this fire. Let's. If you have the ability, like, look at when Ronaldo came to United.
Oh, speaking of Ronaldo, he played.
He didn't do anything, but look at when he came to United. When Ronaldo came to United, it was all about step overs and the fancy touches, and he was labeled as a show pony. And I remember Ferguson saying he had all the skills. He was a show pony, but we had to just make his skills be productive and useful.
Yeah.
So if Anthony has the ability to be a show pony, now it's just a matter of let's make him useful. That spinorama, okay, great. Now what are you going to do? Is it the pass? Is it the cross? Is it the next touch? What's happening? You see players like Neymar we talk about the streets, don't forget about Abdel Tarat. Well, you know what? Don't forget about Anthony. Let's hype this man up. There's a young player in the league.
That's what the Premier League needs. You watch someone like Maximin.
Yeah. Every time you just Alan Sands, you go with Maximin.
I can't pronounce that name sometimes. I don't know why.
It's entertaining, and
right.
That's
and Paul Scholes, stop chewing your daughter's toenails.
It just seems like they're boring. They're boring. It's like, don't do skill moves, just pass the ball. Be tactical.
Okay, Cristiano Ronaldo did not high five Gary Neville today, and
he made a big deal.
He was upset.
He made a hissy fit.
He was very upset by that.
Ronaldo didn't say hi to me. Who cares, Gary Neville?
Get over it. You're supposed to be doing a job right now.
You probably said some things that probably pissed him off.
I gotta be honest, Gary Neville, I don't think Ronaldo loses any sleep over what you have to say.
Yeah, honestly.
Probably not.
Anyways, let's
move
move on.
We used to play together. So what?
Let's move on.
Maybe he didn't like you that much.
Let's move on from the Premier League.
Gladbach.
Okay,
we gotta talk Bundesliga.
Yeah. I love
Berlin.
it. I love it. They're the best team in the
world.
world.
They're killing it.
They're the best team in the world. Actually, honestly, the onion that is Berlin could be the best team in the world.
They're not the best team.
Well,
we'll talk about the best team.
2-1, Gregory.
Yeah, no, they're
97th minute winner. Scenes. Danilo scored. Danilo. Great name.
It's crazy just how good they've actually been.
And I actually looked at their starting 11. There's no one that I really could pick out as, I know that guy. They have an American up top, Jordan Sabachu, yeah. 26-year-old American up top. I mean, you got a Khedira there. It's Rani Khedira. It ain't Sammy. It's Rani. But like,
crazy because you look at Union Berlin and they're usually a team that you kind of look at as like a relegation candidate for the Bundesliga, but now they're top of the league. And
I mean, they're the top of the league, but they also are in the Europa League right now,
true.
which so they had a good season last season too. They're just building on it.
I like how they're 1 point ahead of Bayern Munich, except Bayern Munich have a plus 28 goal differential. Like
when Bayern wins, they win hard.
If you look at the results in the Bundesliga this weekend,
Hockey play.
Bundesliga.
When do they? Is that what you're looking up? When they play Bayern?
Oh, Bayern played yesterday. They beat Mainz 6.
Yeah.
So
When does Union Berlin play Bayern Munich? Let's see. Union Berlin will play Bayern Munich. They played them yet? Oh, they have. It was a 1-1 draw, September 3rd.
Yeah, but like when's
The
the
next
one?
matchup will be
Right now, it's
probably
really.
in Jet League.
February 25th.
Isn't Dortmund still like pretty?
Dortmund's up
Close,
there.
Yeah.
Dortmund is it's turning Freiburg in 3rd and Dortmund in 4th.
Okay.
Dortmund did get a win today though. Dortmund got a 2-1 victory over Eintracht Frankfurt.
Bundesliga, it is weird seeing Lewandowski now.
Or Holland.
Yeah, well, yeah, you have Nkunku, you have Niklas Fulkrag from Werder Bremen, Marcus Thuram, Jamal Musiala,
Musiala's
Aichi
Musiala.
Kamada.
And Kuku's really good too.
Top scorer for Union Berlin is Geraldo Becker, and he's not even top.
Leipzig 2-0 over Bayer Leverkusen. Leverkusen have been
Yeah.
wishy-washy. Yes.
Bundesliga is. Let's talk about that.
Where do you want to go? La Liga.
Real quick, because your team that you despise lost again. Atletico Madrid lost.
I don't know if I
Yesterday.
despise them, but I'm happy that they're failing.
They lost 3-2 to Cadiz.
Cadiz in a 99th minute winner. I love it.
What is going on with Atletico Madrid? They're
Diego Simeone using a sack.
And Lewandowski scored a 90th minute winner
Well,
against Valencia.
you only do it against the small teams.
Can only do it in the league.
Okay. Yes, Atletico Madrid 3-2 lost versus Cadiz. It was actually looking terrible for them as we went on because it was 2-0 for the Cadiz the entire game. They scored in the first minute of the game before it went to 2-0 for Cadiz in the 81st minute. João Felix scores in the 85th and 89th minute to make it 2-2.
Oh, he's doing something. I thought you said he's...
Well, it was 99th minute when they lose it, so that's okay. I'm happy to see Atletico lose. That does put Atletico Madrid in 3rd, still 23 points.
but like
the
10,
big talking
they're like 10
points-
points behind.
Well, yes, the big talking points are Barcelona. They said 1-0 over Valencia.
But Real Madrid,
Real Madrid lost.
they drew.
Well, they drew. They lost in the Champions League.
Yes.
Then they draw in La Liga 1-1 versus Girona.
At home though
It
too.
feels
That's
like
the.
it's been a quiet weekend in the world of football in terms of club football. I mean Liverpool lost. That's the only result it feels. Aside
I mean, Brighton
smacked
Brighton
Chelsea.
smacking
True,
their
also,
old
yeah,
manager
and
is a
then
big one.
Berlin won again.
Juventus won. That's a
Holy shit,
shock.
that's a shocker.
They beat Lecce.
Oh,
1-0.
What's not surprising is how freaking good Napoli is.
Hey,
Like, what is going on there?
Napoli's good because they have Wi-Fi password scoring goals.
Maradona. Good player.
Oh my god.
Wi-Fi passwords out here doing.
I wanted to.
Goal! 2-0 LAFC.
Oh yeah, Brett's at this game. Shout out to
Brett is at this game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully he's probably.
We've got the
getting
Western
video.
Conference
Probably-
final on.
MLS baby.
Yep.
However, I want to go away from football, club football, and we're kind of getting to the end of this podcast. Maybe a shorter one. I don't know.
Relatively.
What's your take on this?
Okay.
I
Uh-oh.
made a TikTok about this on my own account. I don't know if
Alright.
you saw this. However, there are kids in Canada who are choosing to support Messi and Ronaldo instead of Canada. They don't want to support their own country because they would rather see Messi or Ronaldo win the World Cup.
I think it comes down to something like this. Realistically, Canada does not make it out of their group. Realistically.
Okay.
If Canada makes it out of their group, that's incredible. That is a huge accomplishment.
My thing is, Sorry, actually, you just keep going.
No, I was just gonna say because if Canada makes it out of their group, incredible. And as someone who knows Canadian sports fans, we've seen it baseball with the Blue Jays and basketball with the Raptors. When a Canadian team is doing something that we don't necessarily expect them to do, the country gets on that bandwagon very quickly. I mean, hell, you look even at the Edmonton Oilers. When they make the playoffs, how many Oilers flags do you see on cars?
True.
You know, you don't see them throughout the season, but we're in the playoffs, bang, we're supporting, you know. So if Canada, when they get to that World Cup and it's actually started, I'm sure the Canada bandwagon will have some hype to it. If they can make it out of their group, that bandwagon will be flying. But is it a bit of a joke to watch these Canadian kids supporting other nations? Yes and no.
At the same time, what I was trying to get at is, can't you support both?
You can.
Like,
that's the thing.
They're not in the same group. It's most likely they're not going to play each other.
It's like
It's a very high chance they will not be playing each other.
Yeah.
Why can't you support both?
And the TikToks are like, why am I not the TikToks are like, why aren't you supporting Canada? You're from Canada. Because I want to see Messi win the World Cup before he retires. I mean, like, Messi's had a few chances to win the World Cup. He had one major chance.
Yeah.
These players have been to the World Cup before. The first time Canada's at a World Cup. Sure, they might not win it, but I don't know. I get more enjoyment and fulfillment watching my country at the World Cup than watching individual players like Messi or Ronaldo.
Messi wasn't even freaking born the last time we were in the World Cup.
This is true, actually.
But I mean, the thing is, I'm okay if you say, I want Messi to win this World Cup. I'm okay with that. But you also should say, I want Canada to get out of their group.
Are they saying this as, like, if it was Canada versus Argentina in the World Cup final, they're going to choose Argentina? Is that what, like,
I don't know.
it's saying like
that's
that?
a good question. And they probably would choose Argentina, these kids, I feel, because they would rather see Messi win a World Cup over their own country. Which is ridiculous.
Which is fucked.
I think we've grown up in such an era of fanboys because now Messi versus Ronaldo, and if you don't choose one of them, you're obviously a plastic fan kind of thing.
We're in a generation where kids care more about individuals than clubs and countries. They would rather support where Messi or Ronaldo goes than a club.
We're seeing players like Mbappe who looks to be choosing himself over his club, right? So
and then I find it ridiculous. I'm sorry, I sound like a hater and so negative and pessimistic. I hate it when pitch invaders happen. They go run up to a player like Ronaldo. Like, dude, why are you obsessing over a human being? Focus on yourself.
Yeah.
And I know people are gonna despise me for saying, like, oh, it's his life, it's his choice, he's happy doing it. But it's like, that's an invasion of privacy when you're a pitch invader.
And then you're also ruining it for literally everyone else, and you're, like, slowing down the game.
And
you're just everything.
Pitch invasion, like, ridiculous as it sounds, it's overdone. It's almost expected.
I see when like I know like when you see like the Man City final day, or when you see like the Dini goal last second kind of thing. Yeah, those moments. Yeah. Get the fuck on there. Let's go. Well, I understand, you know, sometimes it gets over.
But just in the middle of a game, wow, it's only.
The thing is, Liam, those kind of pitch invasions have always been a part of football. Yeah. Team pitch invasions, because you're going to support your team. They won a trophy.
Not for an individual.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
But nowadays, you're having pitch invasions for individuals like Messi, Ronaldo. We saw it with Alphonso Davies when they played in Edmonton. Back in 1970 World Cup, when Brazil won the World Cup, people were running onto the pitch because the team won the World Cup. Mm-hmm. It wasn't because of an individual like Pele. Yeah. It's so different. I don't know. I find it weird.
I mean, it's weird because, you know, they run on the field to get like an autograph or a picture or something. It's like, okay, I understand it. You're seeing your idol up in person for the first. I mean, we went to that game versus Mexico, especially, and it was, look, there's Raul Jimenez. Look, there's Alphonso Davies and Jonathan David. Look, there's Chucky Lozano. I mean, some great names, you know, and it's, you know, did we want to go and meet them and say hello? Of course we would have, you know.
Here's the thing about these pitch invaders. They're essentially risking their only chance to watch these players. Like, okay, you're running onto the pitch. This means you can no longer watch this player play football live. You have to now just watch it on TV because you're banned from the stadium.
Well, I feel almost it's, you know, they get the You get the 10 seconds of fame because they're on TikTok kind of thing.
Yeah.
I remember the guy that took that was a pitch invader in Edmonton for Alphonso Davies was on TikTok when he did it.
Yeah.
And that video went not viral, but it went around. And you know, what does he get out of that? Like you said, okay, he was popular on TikTok for a week. That's about it.
And he met Alphonso Davies.
Well, did he meet him or did he just, was he just beside him for half a second?
He pissed him off.
I know, yeah, maybe, yeah, that's the thing.
It's not like you sat down and had a conversation with the guy and got to know him and asked questions. It was just like, oh my god, and then you're taken away, right? But I would also love to have a pitch invasion to give Ange Postecoglou a big hug. Man, I think that'd be just
give him a hug after Celtic win the
that's
league.
That's my point, man. That's weird, but yeah.
That was your little rant of the week.
Yeah.
My thing, going back to your point of like cheering for Argentina because you want Messi or Ronaldo. As a Fulham fan, I do want Mitrovic to do well at the World Cup, just because he's been good for the club and he's been good for the country, and it's just kind of like I want to see him do good. Especially don't want to see him get injured or anything, but I do want to see that. But I am 100% cheering for Canada first.
Yeah. Do you have any controversial topics you want to bring? Because usually the last few episodes Wallace has brought up controversial topics. I talked about how there's world-class players outside the top 5 leagues. People did not like that. It says there's no one world-class or good.
By the way, during the World Cup, we're definitely going to have to be using Uber Eats, using that Uber One membership, getting 5% off coffee because some of these matches gonna be very early. It's like 3 a.m. You're either gonna order like a whole thing.
I know. Greg is going to Uber breakfast. Yeah, he wants his pancakes. He wants his pancakes.
It sounds very good. As long as I can be there, I most likely will.
Greg, you can get that with.
Yep.
Off, right?
That discount,
and you get a month free.
Yeah. So
this is for us, female.
Yeah.
Actually, while we're watching this, like the LA match here, it's VAR.
Mm-hmm.
VAR has just been. It's something we always talk about, but it's been such a mess. It's so inconsistent right now between, like, especially in the Premier League. It's just brutal. It's one time they'll make a call and it's like, okay, whatever. And then like the next game, they won't make the call. And it's like, well, you gotta at least have a consistency.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think VAR was brought in to give consistency. Okay, if the referee on the pitch gets it wrong, well, here's the constant. We're always watching, always making the right call kind of thing, and it just hasn't.
It's not like that. Like, there's so many times where now players will just in the box, they'll kick, like take a shot or take a cross. The player's hands up, like blocks the ball, depending on where it is. If it's like, and sometimes they'll give it right now, and sometimes they won't. I've seen it multiple times, and especially Fulham against Aston Villa a couple weeks ago. We won the game 3-0, so we would have won anyways, but we got a pen because I forget who it was, but just fired the ball off someone's hand, and it was a pen. And I'm honestly like, how was that a pen? And then I was watching another game, and that happened, and they didn't give it. And what the hell is going on?
Where is that player supposed to put his hand? 100%.
Sometimes it's just like that. And
to comment quickly on this LAFC Austin MLS match, the Western Final, like we said, something I find very interesting, and I know we brought this up podcast or 2 ago, or controversial was, plastic fans and including international audiences. There's a great fan base in this stadium. This is a sold out crowd here at LAFC. It's been really good crowd, bouncing and singing, and sometimes I think it's oh, you're American, is the American chants that we see on TikTok or whatever, and it's not always like that.
As you were talking about earlier, England versus USA is going to be. It's going to be great, honestly.
I think the U.S. supporters are going to try to be loud. Try and prove it.
Huh?
Like,
you know what?
America.
I'm happy for that.
Yeah.
Like, go and support USA.
There's
I know.
Great support for the clubs in the MLS, and people never really want to give them a chance. They think, because you're American, you can't be a football supporter. You can't be loud. You can't sing songs. You shouldn't do that because you're American, right? Oh, you're not from Europe? Don't sing. Don't be loud. Your chants suck because you're American. It's literally that. It's just an attack on the culture.
Is there anything else you want to talk about today in this podcast?
I don't think so.
I think we'll wrap it up. Honestly, it's been good talking footy with the boys, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it as well. Make sure, if you are still around, get involved with the comment section. Let us know what you thought. If you're on YouTube, give it a like and subscribe. And if you're on those audio apps, give it a follow, give it a share, give it a rating. Help us get the Sunday League Pundits presented by Uber One. Help us get our name out there.
Thank you.
From Wazinho, from Greg, and myself, Liam, we will see you next week. Have a good one, everybody.
Bye-bye.